You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, another vacant house catches fire in Joplin. However, this vacant home is right next door to one that caught fire on Monday.
And a new cooking school comes to Joplin with the goal of making it accessible to everyone in the community.
Plus, it's raining, it's pouring. I have not been able to verify if the old man is snoring. We're going to talk how long this rain is going to last and what's going to happen when the rain clears out. Coming up.
4 States' most watched news starts now.
Thanks for joining us for the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. Firefighters in Joplin battle a burning vacant house right next to a house that burned on Monday. Joplin Fire Department, Joplin Police, and Met's ambulance responded to reports of a structure fire in the 1800 block of South Pearl at about 2 p.m. Tuesday afternoon. Now, the residence, 1818 South Pearl, is next door to a vacant home that caught fire on Monday. No one was inside the home. Joplin Fire had the blaze under control by 2:30. The Joplin Fire Marshal is investigating the property. A tractor trailer overturns in Jasper County, Missouri. Last night, just before 8 p.m., Jasper Fire and Rescue, Avila Fire Department, and Carthage Fire all responded to reports of an overturned semi near the jurisdictional lines of County Road 80 and Nutmeg Road in Jasper County. At about 10:45, crews managed to right the semi, which had been hauling a large coil of metal. The roadway was reopened to all traffic around midnight. The driver was not injured. An armed man is dead after an exchange of gunfire with law officers in Cherokee County, Kansas. In a follow-up to a story KOAM News broke yesterday morning, the shootout happened Monday night in the area of Southeast 100th and Southeast Messer Road in Galena. Authorities had chased the suspect's truck to that area after getting a report that a man had been pointing a gun at people near Crestline, Kansas. Authorities say the suspect left his truck and fired at law officers, hitting a patrol vehicle, and no officers were hurt. Sheriff deputies returned the fire and the suspect fled into a tree line. Investigators say they used a drone and aircraft to search for him and then found him dead, apparently from a self-inflicted gunshot to the head. Authorities have since identified the man as 28-year-old Philip Dorr. His most recent address is listed as Falls City, Nebraska, but he had a history in Kansas and Southwest Missouri. He also had an extensive criminal record. Past charges include drug and property crimes and violent offenses. Among them, criminal use of a weapon, causing terror, and holding a woman against her will. An autopsy is pending. Doman Kitchen is a new cooking school in Joplin, making learning how to cook more accessible in the community. Since opening 3 weeks ago, classes have been sold out, and Doman Kitchen is adding more classes and chefs to meet the community's needs. Barb Doman opened Doman Kitchen to teach the community how to prepare meals without the fancy equipment.
From the pots and pans to the stoves and the ovens being used in here, it's everything you have in your own kitchen. So when you come in here and you go back home, you can replicate whatever you learned in here in your house without having to use anything fancy.
Doman Kitchen is currently accepting new students for a variety of classes. For more information, go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com.
We're watching showers and even a few thunderstorms out there across the area. We've all been getting in on the rain activity. A little bit heavier rain across parts of southwest Missouri, extreme southeast Kansas, and northeastern Oklahoma. We've got more showers and thunderstorms developing across parts of northeast Oklahoma, and we are watching additional development taking place out just west of Oklahoma City. And there is, as we have just learned in the latest forecast updates, there is a very remote possibility of a stronger storm or two across parts of southeast Kansas and maybe into southwest Missouri. We'll keep an eye on all that for you, but right now the overall risk is extraordinarily low, but there is that slight chance a storm or two could go a little bit on the stronger side. We're at 49 in Joplin with the rain. Feels like 44. East breeze at 13 miles an hour out there. Easterly winds across the area. Cool temperatures as well. 41 Iola, 47 Parsons, 50 Miami, and 50 in Neosho. As we go through today, we will make it to a high of 50 59 degrees. Shower and thunderstorm activity should be done by about 2, 3 o'clock. Then we're mostly clear and breezy. The wind will shift out of the southwest, start gusting to 25. Then as the system rolls on out, we get on the backside, we get a northerly breeze, drops us back down to 32 for our overnight load tonight under partly cloudy skies. And this system puts our temperatures back in check, makes them normal again. So hold on to the 40s through next Monday. Some evening showers possible Saturday. Could be a light wintry mix by Sunday morning. No major accumulations expected, but slick spots definitely possible, so give yourself plenty of time Sunday morning to get where you're going. Up to 46 Monday, partly cloudy, and then some additional evening showers possible Tuesday, and a high of 52 degrees.
All right, thanks, Chris. Up next, it still may be January, but now is the time to come up with your best mac and cheese recipe to enter it into a competition with the Boys and Girls Club of Southwest Missouri. We're going to have last year's winner in studio to tell you why you should participate.
And later, it's been debated on whether or not Jack could have fit on the door. And I swear to you, it's not a door, it's the head of a bed. Well, anyway, now a new documentary is out to prove it. The ever so fabulous Jeannie Moose tells us more about this recreation. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Welcome back. Joining us in studio this morning, Vicki Meisler. This is very special. She is the current title holder from the Mac and Cheese Smackdown event hosted by the Boys and Girls Club of Southwest Missouri. The current winner. Yes. Yeah. So this competition is coming up again, but we thought it would be fun to have you in studio to show us how you make your award-winning mac and cheese.
So first I have to say, it wasn't just me. It was a team of 4 from Ozark Center that entered. And this is this was my recipe. So this is a 3-cheese candied bacon mac and cheese.
3-cheese candied bacon mac and cheese?
Yes. Yeah.
That sounds
so
amazing.
first thing we're going to do is work with the candied bacon.
Okay.
Because that's the
How do you
more
candy bacon?
difficult
Yeah.
part. So you just put a little bit of bacon. There's just a whole pound of bacon in the bowl. And
Is there like a type of bacon that you shoot for with like different amounts of fat content or?
no, I think the best option is thick cut bacon. And the main thing is to make sure you don't get like a whole bunch of flavored bacon. Like probably maple bacon wouldn't taste very good in this recipe. So just like a hickory smoked thick cut bacon. And you just rub all the bacon in this nasty mustard.
Yum.
So this is the messiest part of the whole recipe right here. So you're gonna like take the mustard and run it up and down the bacon, and you wanna get a parchment or a sheet pan and either line it with parchment paper, or you can use a sill pad type thing, or an oven safe wire rack is probably the better way to go. It's a lot easier to clean up if you use parchment paper. So that's what I always use, but you just make sure that you lay it out.
So is this a family recipe or something you came up with or your team came up with?
This is just a family recipe. We have 4 grandsons and they love candy bacon mac and cheese. They also like candy bacon, scalloped potatoes. Anything with candy bacon in it is a winner in our house.
Okay.
You just want to make sure you don't overlap it because it'll need to brown on all sides. So you take the...
If you need 2 pans, that's okay.
You are going to need 2 pans. If you have 2 pans, that's great because you can cook them at the same time. But then the last step is to use the brown sugar mixture. So this is like 2 cups of brown sugar, pepper, cayenne pepper, and red pepper flakes.
Okay.
So you're not only getting that super sweet taste, but you're getting a little bit of heat right in the back of your throat. So you're just going to cover the bacon with this mixture.
It's okay to be messy.
It is a messy
This
recipe.
would be a fun one to make with your kids.
Yes. It'd be nice if the kids would do it for you and then you wouldn't have hands like I do. So you're just going to put it all over the bacon, make sure all the parts are covered, and then you go in and pat it.
So it sticks
So
in
it
really good.
sticks in really, really good. You're going to bake it in the oven for about 25, 30 minutes. You just got to keep an eye on it because this sugar is going to caramelize and get
You don't
all
wanna burn it,
bubbly.
yeah.
You don't want to burn it. It's a lot of work for burning it.
I see your finished product of what it's
Yeah,
supposed to look like.
so that goes in the oven. This is the finished product.
And 25, 30 minutes later, it's going to look like this.
It comes out of the pan. The pan will be full of like caramelized sugar. It'll, you know, flow off. But if you let it sit for about 15 minutes, first of all, it cools off. It's too hot for your fingers. But then you can peel it off the parchment paper. You can fold the parchment paper up and toss it in the trash.
Okay, well, this sounds like a good time to go to commercial break, and when we come back, we'll show how it's put together and learn more about this year's Mac and Cheese Smackdown event. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We've got Vicki Meisler in studio this morning, along with Regina Hammonds from the Boys and Girls Club of Southwest Missouri. And Vicki had started showing us how to make her mac and cheese. Tell me what it's called again real quick.
3 cheese candy bacon mac and cheese.
Okay, so we'll let you continue on with this.
So before we did the candy bacon, so once that comes out of the pan, you just chop it up, set it aside. Probably the most difficult thing for a lot of cooks is making the roux for the cheese sauce for the mac and cheese. So we're gonna do that this morning. So you're gonna go ahead and get your elbow macaroni and cook it like the directions say on the package. And when it's done, you're gonna drain it.
Since it's something we're gonna bake, do you want it to be still al dente, a little bit firm, or do you want it cooked all
Yes, perfect. Yes, you want it to be a little bit with a little bit of a bite.
Okay.
So you're gonna melt this butter down. So it's a quarter stick of butter, or quarter cup of butter. And then to that you can add a quarter cup of flour to get that roux started. Turn it up a little bit because we want it to bubble.
And then you've got milk here as well.
Yes, you got a cup of warm milk and a cup of heavy whipping cream.
I don't think I've ever successfully made roux that wasn't with an instructor or somebody like on my own without burning it.
Well, you know, like in some recipes, they have you make the roux super dark, you know, really, really dark brown. Well, that is not what you do for cheese sauce.
No, okay.
You just want it to be about this color, light, and you want it to get to a real bubble. So I've turned up the heat to high because you want it to bubble a little bit more before you add the liquid.
Okay. While you're finishing this up, let's find out a little bit of details about this year's mac and cheese contest from Regina.
Hi, yes. So it will be February 18th from 4 to 7. And obviously we're still looking for some sponsors and some vendors to come and cook their mac and cheese recipe. And we're going to be doing a kids section where we're going to have bounce houses, macaroni art, which is new this year. We're going to have live music, and it's always a very fun event. So it's for all ages. It's, you know, for adult tickets, it's $15. For kids tickets, it's $5.
Now, the tickets are just to get in and watch and participate. Is there a cost to compete in the competition as well?
Yes. So they can get a booth for $50, or they can be a sponsor and get a booth as well. So whichever there's all different sponsor levels.
And like Vicki said, she entered as a team, but if you just want to be an individual, you could do it that way too.
You can, yes. So what we're trying to do this year is trying to get some of our public service, say like the police department, fire department, to come join us. I haven't had anybody commit yet, but we're trying. We're working on that because I thought that would be a really fun piece. You know,
we know the firefighters make some good mac and cheese.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
They just
Absolutely.
need to.
And this all goes to the Boys and Girls Club, right?
Yes. All the proceeds go to the Boys and Girls Club. And, you know, there's different pieces of, you know, the competition. It's not just making your mac and cheese. There was a booth contest. There was, you know, the big cheese, the one that raised the most money, which Vicki also did.
Awesome.
So not only did she make the best mac and cheese, you know, she made, they raised the most money. And then we have an amateur division and a professional division.
Okay.
So all different kinds of awards.
That's awesome. How is your cheese sauce coming along?
It's coming along, so you're gonna bring this to a boil, continue to stir, don't walk away from it, and let it thicken. Once you let it thicken, you're gonna add the pepper, the ground pepper, and a special little ingredient, nutmeg.
Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna add some nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
And then take it off the heat and add your 2 cheeses, 2 of the 3. So that's 2 cups of shredded extra sharp cheddar and 2 cups of Gruyere cheese. And then it will get super thick after that. Stir it all up, add it to your macaroni, mix in the candied bacon, bake for about 30, 35, 40 minutes at 350.
It looks delicious, yes. No, I'm not surprised that you won. I'll invite you to dinner. So I have to ask, are you competing again this year?
We are, but we retired the recipe because it won, and it's time to try some new things. So our team will be coming up with a new recipe.
All right.
Which she's not going to tell anybody.
Nope.
No, we got to keep it a secret. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing this recipe with us. That was really awesome.
You're welcome.
And where can people go to sign up or find out more information?
We have a link on our Facebook under events, under the Macaroni and Cheese Smackdown event. So they can go register there, or they can contact me via Facebook, or they can call the club, or they can reach me by email at rhammonds@bgcswmo.org.
All right. Sounds good. And we will be right back. We take this time to honor today's 4th-state hero, Sergeant Raymond Mitchell. Sergeant Mitchell served in Vietnam from 1969 to 1971 as a part of the 2nd Battalion, 506th Infantry Regiment, 101st Airborne. To Sergeant Mitchell, native of Opolis and Galena, Kansas, we thank you, today's 4th-state hero.
Well, it's something Titanic fans have debated for years. Did Rose sink Jack's chances for survival rather, by being the sole occupant on a piece of floating debris? Well, now there's a new forensic reenactment of the so-called door scene. It's not a door. Anyway.
According to Chris. Jeannie Moose reports it's part of a documentary that will release next month.
Take a deep breath when I say.
It's the unsinking of the Titanic. Time to coincide with the movie's 25th anniversary. The film's director is trying to finally slam the door on that age-old question about the door.
Jack!
Did Rose hog it when Jack could have fit? Room on that door for a family of 4, argue critics, adding pooches to prove the point. But now Nat Geo presents a scientific reenactment. Using stunt doubles plastered with sensors floundering in cold water, this is the teaser. They consulted an expert on hypothermia. Within 8 minutes, Jack would have been unconscious in that position. And by the way, director James Cameron told reporters it's technically not a door. It's a piece of paneling from the first-class lounge. Yeah, well, whatever it was, it's been put to the test before.
I think Jack's death was needless.
Mythbusters determined that if only they'd tied Rose's life jacket underneath the wood, the additional buoyancy could have supported them both. But director Cameron was unmoved.
He has to die. The dude's going down.
Cameron compares it to Romeo and Juliet.
In the famous line, you say, "I'll never let you go, Jack."
I'll never let go. I promise.
But you do.
I lied.
This is one movie controversy that just won't sink. Colbert and Kate Winslet
Come on, darling, there's room for 2.
have already done their own reenactment, and no lifeboats were needed. All hands on desk.
Yes!
Jeannie Moose, CNN, New York.
It was not a door.
Yes.
Absolutely
And
not a
James
door.
Cameron agrees it was a piece of paneling, not a headboard.
Okay, so here's the deal. When I would see the movie, it looked like a headboard, but I knew for a fact it was not a door.
And I've seen that Mythbusters episode, and when they put they took her life jacket off and put it under there, attached it to it with the straps. It gave it the buoyancy it needed, so it did work. There was a way, but you also have to think of their state of mind and the position they were in, and they were frantic, and you're not really making scientific choices at that point.
No, because you're freezing to death out there. You're thinking the life jacket's one thing that's going to keep you warm a little bit.
And like James Cameron said, he needed to die. That's part of the story.
Right, and I don't disagree with that. Now, was there room? Could he have done it? Probably, but for the sake of the movie, Jack needed to die. That's just how it is, but it was not a door.
And she did let go.
She absolutely did. It's so funny that they showed that because you had brought that up. Like, she said, I'll never let go, and she let go. And that's exactly what happened, and Stephen Colbert asked her about it, too.
The biggest thing is, it's been 25 years since that movie's come out.
I cannot reconcile that, because I remember seeing it at the old Cinema 6 in Joplin when it came out. My older brother took me, and my little sister.
Yeah.
And so it's been a hot minute. I cannot believe it's been 25 years.
I was a senior in high school, and this is going to be our 25-year reunion this year.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Wow.
Wow.
We've got 25 more years of news and weather right after this.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:30. On Tuesday, a memorial bench was dedicated in honor of the 2 Joplin police officers killed in the line of duty last year. The bench is in the parking lot where they were killed outside the Buckle at North Park Crossing Shopping Center. Joplin police officer Jake Reed and Corporal Ben Cooper were killed by a gunman there on March 8th of last year. That gunman later died in a second exchange of gunfire at another location. Missouri Department of Conservation releases numbers for the 2021-2022 deer season. A total of 299,721 deer were harvested during the season. Of those numbers, 140,736 were antlered bucks. 27,029 were button bucks and 131,956 were does. And the top harvest counties for overall deer season are Franklin with 6,471, Callaway with 5,438, and Jefferson with 4,966. Joplin citizens could get to decide whether to impose a tax on the sale of recreational marijuana in the city. Joplin City Council decided unanimously to put the issue on the April 4th ballot. If approved by voters, the city would impose an additional 3% sales tax on the sale of recreational marijuana.
Yeah, it's hard to predict the tax revenue that will be generated from the sale of recreational marijuana. It's a new tax, and so it's really difficult to predict that. Our best estimate is around $300,000 to $500,000 a year, but we'll still have to wait and see how a first year goes before we're able to predict with certainty in the future.
3% tax would be in addition to the existing city and state sales tax. One Joplin woman is opening up her own kitchen to share the love of cooking with the community. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
Dopeman's Kitchen in Joplin isn't like most industrial kitchens. This kitchen is specifically designed to feel like home rather than a factory. What you learn here, you can make it anywhere.
I knew exactly how I wanted my kitchen to look, and I wanted it to look like it will in anybody's home. As you can see, we have some professional level things in here, but mostly it is your regular household equipment that is in here, from the pots and pans to the stoves and the ovens being used in here.
Barb knows the value of accessible cooking classes. When she realized her community didn't have any, she took it upon herself.
11 years ago, we came to Joplin and there was nothing. I wanted to take cooking classes and there was nothing to do. I had to go to Tulsa, Kansas City, or Arkansas to take a class. And so 4 years ago, I decided I'm going to start a cooking school and provide the service that I enjoy to other people.
Since starting Dopeman's Kitchen 3 weeks ago, classes have been sold out. Barb realized that her cooking classes interest all kinds of people in the community, working moms, young adults, and more.
One of my passion is to teach people how to try different things. We had a class here where we served polenta, and every single person in the class had never had polenta before.
Whether you're Gordon Ramsay or you never turn on a stove, Doveman Kitchen will not only teach you, but invite you into this foodie community. Barb loves listening to her students chat about the newest European cuisine they're cooking up next.
It brings so much joy and delight to see that somebody is making their own meal. That brings a lot of joy to me.
Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Doveman Kitchen is currently accepting new students for a variety of classes. For more information, you can go to our website at koamnewsnow.com.
We've still got some showers and even a few thunderstorms out there, and they'll continue to roll through the area as we head through the morning and into the early afternoon hours. We are sitting at 49 in Joplin with the rain. Feels like 44 with an east breeze at 13 miles an hour. Chilly start for us, but not too bad so far. We got 41 Iola, 45 Chinook, 49 Chitopa, 50 in Miami, 53 Grove, 48 Neosho, and 46 in Lamar this morning as we go through today. Looking at a high of about 59 degrees, and then the showers and thunderstorms should taper off right around, say, 2, 3 o'clock today. And then we'll just be left with clear skies and some gusty winds across the area. They will be pushing 25 miles an hour out of the south. Backside of this system, wind shifts out of the north. We drop back down to 32 for our overnight low under partly cloudy skies. And this system puts our temperatures back to normal as we go into the 40s all the way through Monday. Evening rain Saturday, could be a light wintry mix Sunday. No major accumulation, but could be some slick spots. Be careful. Up to 46 Monday, and then more evening showers Tuesday and some a high of 52. We're back with more right after this. Well, the threat of severe weather is moving east and out of California, which has been battered by waves of storms over the past few weeks. But that state is not out of the woods yet. Saturated ground from heavy rains has brought on the lingering risk of mudslides. State's Governor Gavin Newsom has blamed at least 20 deaths on the storms. Jared Hill has more.
A passenger captured this cell phone video from inside a commuter train. It was stopped by a 100-foot mudslide in Alameda County Tuesday. More than 200 riders had to evacuate. Authorities say nobody was hurt and the train didn't derail.
I think one of the scariest things was just walking by that car that the landslide fell on and just seeing all the rocks and debris.
Heavy rain from recent waves of severe storms that have battered California have caused more than 500 landslides. Experts say the danger for more could loom for months.
Once you've had a lot of rain and the sponge is full, then the next rainstorm that comes in, the bar is lower for triggering new landslides.
We're looking down here toward the entrance to the campground.
Mudslides destroyed campsites at the Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks, leading to temporary closures. Another mudslide rendered Marjorie Cruz's Berkeley home unlivable.
Hoping and praying and keeping our fingers crossed that it doesn't take the rest of my house out.
President Biden is set to visit affected communities in California tomorrow.
Our heart is with all the families in the communities that are hurting.
Meanwhile, severe storms continue to move eastward to the Denver region, with forecasts of high winds and over a foot of snow expected to disproportionately impact the unhoused.
You just got to make sure you have enough supplies to stay warm.
The overnight snowfall has already led to flight cancellations and crashes on the roads. Jared Hill, CBS News.
According to the website FlightAware, nearly 300 flights have been canceled or delayed at the Denver International Airport for today. We're dealing with our own system here as we're seeing rain continue to fall across the area, leading to wet roadways. We're also dealing with a few thunderstorms out there as well. You can see the rain's letting up a bit in Joplin. Hasn't stopped, but it's letting up a bit. We have more showers and thunderstorms on the way, and we're going to break down your full forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. All right, taking a look at the MoDOT camera at I-44 and Rangeline, you can see the roads are wet. Raindrops on the cameras as we continue to see some rain showers across the area. 7th and Rangeline, same situation, wet roads, some light rain falling. We're not quite done with it yet. Taking a look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker, you can see all of this moderate rain in the yellow, and some lighter showers and lighter rain outside of that. Back in the northeast Oklahoma, showers and thunderstorms continue to develop, and they'll be rolling into our area as the morning progresses. And the showers and thunderstorm activity around Oklahoma City kind of dying down, but blended into this mass of just rain and showers that will continue through the morning and into the early afternoon. 50 in Joplin right now, feeling like 50 with an east breeze at 14 with some light rain falling. We're continuing to see some cool temperatures this morning. 41 Iola, 47 Parsons, 50 Chetopa, 51 Miami, 50 Neosho, Anderson, Monette, Carthage, and 47 in Lamar this morning. As we go through today, we will make it to a high of right around 59, and then we're going to see the winds pick up. So the showers and thunderstorms should be out of here by, say, about 3 o'clock or so. And then we'll be left with mostly clear skies, and the winds will pick up out of the southwest, gusting to 25. Then the backside of this system shifts our winds out of the north and brings in cooler air, dropping us back down to 32 for our low tonight under partly cloudy skies. And that's actually going to be part of the whole deal as it knocks our temperatures back down to normal for the foreseeable future here. We're down in the 40s Thursday and Friday. Maybe some evening showers Saturday. Could translate into a wintry mix on Sunday morning. So no major accumulations expected at this time, but could lead to slick spots on the roadways, so be careful. Up to 46 on Monday, then 52 next Tuesday with some evening showers that could turn into a wintry mix by Wednesday as we drop down to 37, only making it to 40 next Thursday and up to 37 by next Friday. So winter is going to return rather quickly tonight, and it's just going to kind of hold on for the next several days. That's a look at your forecast. Now here's Tanya Bach with Consumer Watch.
All right, thanks, Chris. Electric vehicles are gaining new traction and charging ahead into the future. Marianne Rafferty takes a look at their growing success in the consumer market and which ones are earning top awards.
Big gains for electric vehicles and good news for climate activists. For the first time in history, EVs won 2 of 3 categories at the 2023 North American Car, Truck, and Utility Vehicle of the Year Awards.
The winner of the Truck of the Year.
Ford's F-150 Lightning pickup took the #1 spot in the truck category, with Kia's EV6 named top SUV.
A tremendous honor.
According to data from Cox Automotive, EV sales are at record highs, rising by 70% in the first 9 months of 2022. Electric vehicle shares of new automotive sales also jumped to nearly 6% last year alone. Meanwhile, Chevrolet is also trying to swoop in on EV sales. The company unveiling its new 2024 Corvette E-Ray, which can go 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds.
It's a pretty elegant solution that a few automakers have taken, and this is going to propel the Corvette to a new set of markets.
But vehicles aren't the only things getting greener. Goodyear is introducing new demonstration tires, not yet for sale, but that are made from 90% sustainable materials.
We're moving from petrochemicals to things like using recycled plastic bottles to use in polyester tire cords. We're using recycled steel in our steel wire tire cords as well, made through electric arc furnaces, which are much lower CO2 emissions.
Other natural ingredients in the tires include rice husk and pine tree resin. Now, Goodyear is aiming to have a 100% sustainably made tire available by the year 2030. We'll be right back with more after this, but first, let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell. In Minnesota, weather conditions are leaving some winter activities in the lurch.
Like the World Snow Sculpting Championship set to begin today in Stillwater. The problem? It's not cold enough.
Susan Elizabeth Littlefield has more on how snow artists are making the most of the subpar weather.
Despite the warmth.
Yeah, we could use a little cooler temperatures.
And the rain. Stillwater is busy prepping to roll out the white carpet.
The snow kind of shrunk a little bit, so we were a little nervous earlier on if we were going to have enough snow, but we were going to have enough snow.
Setup is underway for the World Snow Sculpting 5-day event. They're plowing forward persistently, despite the consistency.
It's like sculpting slush almost right now.
John, a Stillwater native, and his team are prepping an exhibit sculpture to welcome the world to this logging town.
We're making a lumberjack holding a globe.
But with the weather, it's tricky.
It's very sticky and it's really dense. So it's really good snowball weather, but it's kind of not that great for sculpting.
Basically, what it comes down to is the texture of this type of snow is bad because it's so fragile. But the good side is it's extra easy to sculpt. But they've got workarounds. Afton Alps helped make these 10 by 10 molds full of snow. And it may look like there are packers on it, but on this side of the river, they're called stompers. And they are ready for a hardy competition.
Finland, Mexico, Turkey, Germany, so 8 different countries are coming out, a couple U.S. teams, so we're really excited.
They'll use intricate hand tools and sculpt around the clock for the next 4 days. Neither rain nor heat will keep them from the snow or the show.
Certainly incredible. We don't have any snow around here to sculpt with right now, but
I'd say I'd like to go check that out, but I'd prefer to stay where it's warm.
Yeah, and it's going to remain warm at least for a little bit longer today. We do have rain showers across the area. You can see on the MoDOT camera at I-44 and Range Line, it is wet. And if you look at 7th and Range Line, roads are wet as well, but there's been a brief break in the rain, at least in the Joplin area, but most of us still seeing some of this shower activity. And this is something we wanted to mention too. There's been we mentioned it earlier, but there's been a very low-end severe threat added to our extreme northwestern counties here for a very low tornado risk and a pretty low hail risk. But later this afternoon, if we get some clearing just long enough, there could be some stronger storms in our northwestern counties. So something to keep an eye on. But again, that overall risk is pretty low because that's if the thunderstorms can even develop later today. We've still got some showers. We've got some thunderstorms out there. We're getting little breaks here and there. But as you look out to the west, we have more activity on the way. Additional activity. Excuse me. I knew it was coming. I felt it and I couldn't stop it. But we have additional activity coming in from Oklahoma that will continue to allow us to see rain as we head through the morning hours and into the early afternoon. We're at 50 in Joplin, east breeze at 14 with some light rain showers in the area. Across the region, still pretty cool. Our temperatures haven't been moving much this morning. We have 45 Chinook, 47 Parsons, 51 Miami, and 50 Neosho, Carthage, and 47 in Lamar this morning. We're looking at a high of roughly 59 degrees if we see some extra sunshine out there. Showers and thunderstorms should be done by, say, about 3 o'clock or so, and then we'll be left with mostly clear skies and winds gusting out of the southwest upwards of 25 miles an hour. Flip side of this system brings in a northerly breeze, drops us back down to 32 degrees for our overnight low tonight under partly cloudy skies. And it knocks our temperatures for the foreseeable future down to normal. We hold on to the 40s all the way through Monday. Maybe some evening rain Saturday could turn into a wintry mix Sunday. We've been talking about it. We're not anticipating any significant accumulations with this, but it's enough to make roads slick, so be careful Sunday morning. 46 Monday, partly cloudy, and then up to 52 by next Tuesday, and then some additional evening shower chances are possible. We'll be back with more right after this.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Here's what's happening today. Experts are warning there will likely be more mudslides ahead for California following weeks of heavy rain. On Tuesday, a commuter train was nearly derailed after mud and debris fell onto the tracks. Throughout California, large chunks of road have fallen away into the ocean, the ground too saturated to support what's above it. President Biden is visiting the Central Coast on Thursday to tour the destruction. Brian Walsh will be arraigned on murder charges today. A Massachusetts district attorney says he is responsible for his wife's death. Anna Walsh went missing 2 weeks ago. Last week, he was charged with misleading investigators and pleaded not guilty. Anna Walsh's body has still not been found. Solomon Pena makes his first court appearance today. The former Republican candidate for the New Mexico State House is accused of orchestrating several shootings at the homes of 4 Democratic lawmakers. Pena allegedly hired 4 accomplices to fire bullets into the homes because he was unhappy with his loss in November, which he falsely argued was fraud.
Showers and thunderstorms will continue until about 3 o'clock today. We'll get little pockets of breaks and then more activity moves in. If we can get enough sunshine, we're heading for a high of about 59. We clear out, and then we're left with gusty winds pushing about 25 miles an hour out of the southwest. The winds shift out of the north tonight, drop us back down to 32 for a low under partly cloudy skies. This system puts our temperatures in check as we return to normal. 40s all the way through Monday. Some light rain Saturday could turn into a light wintry mix Sunday morning. No major accumulation, but still could lead to some slick spots. Up to 46 Monday and then 52 next Tuesday with some additional shower chances.
Well, today is National Peking Duck Day, a time to celebrate China's national dish.
January 18th falls just before China's Lunar New Year celebration on Sunday.
Peking duck is the opposite of fast food. It takes 48 hours to prepare the dish from start to finish. Wow.
Now, traditionally, Peking duck is served in 3 forms. My goodness, that's the second time.
Let me help you out. It can be served in 3 forms: crispy skin dipped into sugar and tender duck meat tucked inside thin pancakes. Finally, a duck soup or broth is served.
Now, going back thousands of years to the Yuan dynasty established by Kublai Khan, the recipe is considered to be a national treasure.
In America, it may be best known from the movie A Christmas Story, where the duck took place of a holiday turkey without any complaints.
And if you want to celebrate at your favorite Chinese restaurant, be sure to give the chef plenty of advance notice.
Yeah,
Something you can't just run on there too and be like, yeah, I'd like some Peking duck, and then run back out. They're going to tell you, you're going to have to wait a minute.
I love Peking duck. I didn't realize it took so long to make it.
Well, if you want to make it right, it's going to take a while.
I've never made it. I've just ordered it, and now I know.
Takes a minute there, doesn't it?
I have a little bit more appreciation for it.
Well, thanks so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather and less sneezes at noon.
Maybe. Have a great morning and an even better day.